3, 2, 1.
Wait, I gotta go do something.
You're listening to Chicagoland's finest podcast, featuring the Gorehound,
Well, because I'm bringing us in.
Jen,
I mean, it's horrifying because,
Cousin Charles, and Nick.
I know. I thought I was gonna screw it up again.
It's time for the all-new Culture Cast, starting now.
I'm the Gorehound.
I'm Nick.
I'm Cousin Charles.
And we are the all-new Culture Cast. What are we talking about today?
We're gonna start our Halloween month.
Yeah? Is Halloween coming up?
Just in a few weeks.
I wasn't aware of that. I've only been looking forward to it for 9 months. I'm so excited for Halloween.
Wait, 9 months? You haven't been looking forward from it since November 1st?
Oh, I guess for 12 months.
You're
11
not a
months.
true
11
Halloween
months since.
fan, are you?
Shut up. We are talking about Hocus Pocus today, the classic. Yeah, what's going on,
Classic
guys?
Disney movie.
Yeah, it's Disney.
Starring Bette Midler and Kathy Namaji, a.k.a. the voice of Bobby's mother on King of the Hill.
Hey, no shit, how about that?
And as JP, Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah, this was, Mick Garris had some role in this as one of the writers. He is known for he did a werewolf movie.
He did Psycho 4, The Beginning.
Ooh.
He did the remake of The Shining. He did Critters 2, the main course.
Wait, no, he did,
I just recently watched Critters 1. That's funny.
no, he did, what the
Nightmare Cinema.
He's a popular horror director because of a certain thing.
Sleepwalkers.
Huh. So then if Mick Garris
The Stand.
Okay.
I'm just reading his
one by one. Okay.
bag of bones.
All right. But yes, so we have
Michael Jackson's Ghosts.
we have introduced the topic of the podcast. But before we get into that,
What have you been watching?
Nick, you want to start us off?
I can start us off. What have I been watching? I don't know. I don't know what I've been watching.
Yeah.
I
Have you been watching the politics as of?
Let's not get into that.
Keep the politics
Oh,
out.
you mean democracy burning?
It's a hot mess no matter what side of the aisle you're on.
Can I just throw in just one thing with that? If you get sexually assaulted, just make sure somebody is watching you, or else nobody's going to believe you. I'll leave it at that. But continue. What have you been watching?
I feel like there has been something I was watching, but I can't know what it was. Oh wait, I remember. I watched the movie The House with Will Ferrell and Amy Poehler. It came out last year.
Oh yeah, with Jason Mantzoukas in that.
Yes.
What was that?
Who is hilarious, Jason Mantzoukas.
Yeah, he's great.
It wasn't great, but I kind of went in thinking this is going to be a dumb comedy, and the movie didn't disappoint.
Right,
I was
yeah.
entertained. Very your standard Will Ferrell type movie. I'll probably never see it again, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
The thing that surprised me a lot is like in the promotions, they make Jeremy Renner out to be like, oh, he's going to be like this big character, but he's in like one scene. Like he's not in it very long. I mean, he has a very memorable scene. It's funny and shocking what they do to him, but like I thought he was going to be like the big villain of the movie, but no, he's not. He's like just like a guy who's in there.
What do you think of Jeremy Renner?
Jeremy Renner is like the always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Like anytime you think he's going to get like because he's a good actor, but like anytime they try to make him the lead in something, it bombs. Like you thought, like all right, The Bourne Identity, he's going to get his new finally going to get his own franchise. No, we're going to go back to Matt Damon. Like the day after that movie came out, they said we're going to make a new movie with Matt Damon. It's like, well, sorry, Jeremy Renner, good shot. But,
he's a weird guy because I follow his Instagram, and every single thing that he posts is kind of like inspirational. He's like, just be a great guy, and I just can't take him seriously because he's such a pretty boy, and I'm like, But
really,
at the same time,
of him as a pretty boy.
Well, it might just be from his Instagram. But Hansel and Gretel is also one of my favorite movies.
Witch Hunters.
Yeah, and so I can't really hate on him too much. And also, I just think that Hawkeye is just like a pointless guy. But maybe I just don't have enough background onto the character.
Hawkeye.
He's got.
What's that?
I was gonna say he's got. The only thing I know about Jeremy Renner is that he's got one of the more interesting Hollywood backstories because he started off as like a hair and makeup specialist, and then somehow became. No, he actually was like he actually that's how he got his start in Hollywood, and then somehow he ended up in movies. So
a makeup
I guess
artist.
so somehow in Hollywood, I guess anybody can make it. So
it's funny you bring up Hawkeye being that. One time I was at my in-laws' place, and my brother-in-law and I were playing the archery game on the Wii, and I joked. I said like, I'm the Green Arrow, and he said he turned to me. He said like, I'd rather be Hawkeye. And I turned to him like, what? Nobody's favorite Avenger? And he laughed at that.
Honestly, he's just like he's there. Okay.
Like I guess I haven't seen it yet, but I guess they forgot to include him in the last movie. So it's like, okay, sorry, Hawkeye.
No, because he wanted to be like a family man. I mean, albeit with Linda Cardellini, which is fine with me, but like.
You just spend that time on the farm.
Yeah.
I actually, I don't mean to digress a little too much. I actually have a funny.
Do. No, go on.
Since we are getting close to Halloween, I actually do have a funny Halloween story sort of related to Hawkeye. So, my junior year of college, me and my roommates, we all went to the party as the Avengers, and I was too lazy to put together a really good costume. So I was able to half-ass a Hawkeye costume because I'd been reading. I've been reading the most recent run they did in the comic books, and his outfit was basically a black shirt with like a purple arrow thing.
Yeah, he would wear that.
Yeah, no, so I was like, I can make that. That's not too bad, and I actually did. So we went to one party, party of the Avengers, and everyone, and then it was like, oh, cool. And then I went to another party, still in the same Hawkeye costume, because again, this was very much a half-assed costume. Like I made the shirt, I had a little toy bow and arrow, and I went to this other party, and people were like, "Who the fuck are you?" Yeah. I was like, "I'm Hawkeye, Avengers." And they're like, "Oh, I guess." So. But I had jungle juice that night, so it ended up working out.
Long story short, jungle juice.
Yep.
All right, Nick, you.
I'm done.
All right.
The house.
Cuz, how about yourself?
I'll be honest. I'm kind of in a little bit of the same boat as Nick. I really haven't watched anything too interesting. Like the only new thing that I've really watched, it's kind of a TV show, but sort of not really. So. We started last night, and this is on YouTube. So the YouTuber Shane Dawson is putting out this series called The Mind of Jake Paul, which, first of all, I must be old because I don't know who the fuck Jake Paul is.
You're not old. That's one of my biggest it's one of my biggest pet peeves when people who are like in their 20s saying, "I'm old." No, you're not.
Shut down.
Anyway, you were saying
about how old you were.
But no, so this is like so apparently I kind of remotely knew of Shane Dawson from like some stuff on like I don't know, I think some stuff from like Vine and early YouTube, but apparently he's kind of sort of remodeled his channel to like this sort of, I don't want to say Oprah Winfrey or something like that, but sort of like he's been doing these sort of like long form sort of like interview series with different YouTube personalities, we'll call it. And apparently this one has been building a lot of controversy because apparently, I didn't know this, Jake Paul people actually care who that is. But anyhow, we started watching that I think the other night, and it's actually pretty good. It's actually well put together. So I'll give props where props is due because it made me care about or made me interested in a subject that I had no interest in actually caring about. So I think there's a new episode up tonight, so I'll probably watch that after the podcast. But the first one's pretty good. It's like 40 minutes, so it's actually like, sit back and relax kind of deal.
These YouTube series I cannot seem to get into. I've got a coworker who watches a lot of these YouTube series, and like I've watched one of them, and it was for Skyrim years ago, but I can't get into these.
Some of them, I will say, a lot of my current YouTube subscriptions is actually filled with a lot of like high quality. I would consider at least high quality like commentary or like production in it, and it's kind of like not necessarily a substitute for TV, but at least it's something it's something that I look forward to whenever that a certain channel posts.
You watch
something.
it on a smart TV or like a Roku?
Not Roku, but I do have a Chromecast.
Okay.
So But yeah, like so. Again, I kind of have my little playlist of subscriptions. Like, okay, these are the channels that actually produce pretty high quality content that I actually look forward to when they actually release something. But
like
yeah,
the all new Culture Cast.
Like, well, that's a podcast.
Do you watch our YouTube channel?
Do we have legit question? Do we actually have a YouTube channel?
Well, I do have one set up. I haven't done anything with it,
Yeah.
but
Well, next live one, it will be aired. Oh, we should do a Facebook Live. That's cool,
snap.
right?
no one will watch.
Oh my gosh, it'd be so
Sure,
pathetic.
If you could figure out how to do Facebook Live, sure, why not?
All right, Cuz, what else is going on?
That's pretty much been the only kind of like newish thing that I've been watching this week. Is just, or at least the only thing that I think worth discussing. I should say I didn't necessarily watch it, but I did catch. Megan started watching the new Netflix show Maniac, and I caught bits and pieces of it.
Oh yeah,
I
I've
don't
been
know if
hearing
they
like a few headlines about that.
if
Did you watch it?
I watched the first episode with her, and then the second episode I was working on something else in the kitchen, so I kind of caught bits and pieces. It seemed interesting. It was very much. I will say I haven't seen enough of the show to fully give
Yeah.
like it seemed pretty good. It definitely had a very much a RoboCop 80s aesthetic of what the future would
Whoa,
look like.
name dropping some RoboCop, huh? Now I gotta search for it.
No, but I thought it was pretty. From what I saw, it seemed pretty interesting. Although, I mean, it seemed interesting. I don't know.
I'm just gonna tell you, if
know,
I don't see RoboCop in here, I'm gonna call you a liar.
RoboCop-esque, we'll call it.
Okay.
Maybe you're the one's acting weird. Everything about that punk?
I would
I don't
love to
know.
watch all of the RoboCops again, just one after the other.
Even the straight-to-DVD ones.
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
the straight-to-DVD ones.
That's what I'm gonna start off with. So, all right.
Gorehound?
All right. I have. Well, I think by proxy, I've been watching the Great Baking Show on Netflix.
Oh, is that the British one, right?
Yeah, and it's very charming. It's very calming. It is, but I don't know about calming. It is exactly what we need in this current age, because they're just.
TV watches that show a lot, or at least she did.
It's just, this is what I would like to be more like. These people are nice, they compliment each other, and they're just, they're charming to watch. And there's no commercial breaks, and there's no, cliffhangers, and it's just like, this is pleasing TV.
I think that show airs on WTTW on the weekends, if you want to see, new episodes or something.
Yeah. Honestly, we probably might just, start from the beginning once we get through. But because I haven't watched any movies 2 weeks or something. But I guess besides the topic of the night.
I was gonna say.
Right. But also we tried watching the Amy Poehler and who's the good-looking guy? With the beard, Ron Swanson.
Oh, Nick Offerman?
Yes, Nick Offerman. Nick Offerman and Amy Poehler NBC series.
That's right. They do have a new one. It's like a reality show, right?
Yeah.
Is it good?
No.
Aw.
We gave it its due diligence of 3 eps and then maybe a little bit more, but it was just, we don't know what they're doing. Like what do they base? What are the rules of the show? What makes one thing better than the other? And it's just it's way too positive, and it's just
you need negativity. I love how when you're talking about the Bake Off, it's we need calming stuff like this, and here you're this show's too positive.
No, it's right, because it's weird, and it's not the Nick Offerman that we want to see. Because also, I don't know if this is related, but I'm going to say it anyways. When Nick Offerman did his New Year's Eve thing.
Remember we watched that.
Right, and when the Graveyard Queen and I were in Canada, they were serving Lagavulin, which is a very expensive whiskey. And I was thinking, this is the perfect time to try Lagavulin because it's kind of an expensive whiskey. And, I'm vacationing, so why not try it? But it was $16 for a glass. And I was I looked up the price per bottle, and it was $90. And I was you know what? 16 versus 90 for an entire bottle. That's a few hours of overtime. I could do that. And so I decided that's going to be my New Year's gift. or something like that. That's a little off track, huh?
Yeah.
Gorehound, can I ask, how does whiskey relate to Nick Offerman? I'm a little lost.
Because on New Year's Eve, for the past 2 years, he releases like an hour and a half just clip of him just staring at you.
The camera drinking.
So the first one, it was him by a fireplace drinking whiskey, and this one was like a beach party where you could hear the beach in the background and like the waves crashing, and he's just like sitting like next to a bonfire drinking. In this case, it was a branded segment, Lagavulin, and this is why it's connected.
Okay. I'll be honest, I was a little lost. I was like, wait, how do we go from Nick Offerman to whiskey?
There is a connecting piece to this. So, but yeah, besides those two shows, not much else has been going on. Bringing us to our next segment. What's that next segment, Nick?
Man Crush.
Woo woo!
Man Crush.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, yeah. He did a 3-hour podcast with Joe Rogan a few weeks ago. And I listened to maybe half of it when it was first released, but then I finished the entire thing, and I just love the guy. He's great. And then I started listening to his audiobook again, Astrophysics for People in a Hurry, and he's
But he downgraded Pluto from a planet.
Yes, but he has such...
He's a hack.
He has such a basis for it that you can't really argue with him. Like, I would love to meet him, but at the same time, I don't think I would introduce myself because he would just, like, correct me for doing something wrong because he is just that smart. And I can't really argue with him because I am also a man of science, or more like a boy of science. And he's incredibly smart. I agree with everything that he says, and he's just like, he's great. So, yeah, honestly.
Have you ever seen young photos of Neil deGrasse Tyson? Dude lifted.
Yeah, he keeps on saying, like, back in the day I used to lift. And I'm like, I'm sure you did. But I know that as soon as I see those photos, I'm going to be like, damn. Like, he just continually impresses me. Yeah, and then when, like, people try to bring him into politics, he's like, I'm a science man, not a politics man. Like, I'll give you, like, a scientific standpoint, but at the same time, like, I'm not going to, like, jump into your politics party.
He really is pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, and also what prompted this was that he's going to be coming to the Chicago Theater for some talk. He has a new book coming out talking about the something about war in, like, science. It looks great, and I'm gonna check it out. But I would love to go see this, but money's a bit tight, and the tickets are like at least $60, and then they're gonna add on fees, which is gonna be like $120 then. So
we should invite him on the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't see why he won't want to come. I mean, come on, we're the all new Culture Cast.
Yeah, I sometimes listen to his Star Talk, which is great. It's a little bit long, and he has it's weird. You guys have never listened to Star Talk?
Sure.
He
Is
brings...
that like Star Trek?
Yes, it's same thing, right? No, Star Wars.
I was more of a Stargate fan.
I like Star Search.
Stop it. He brings on... He has a comedian on there, which is great, but like that is his sole intention of being the comedian of the podcast, which... Like, I'm fine if you have a funny guy on the podcast, but it's a little bit weird when, like, that is his role in it. So, all right. Moving on, unless you guys wanted to talk about Tyson a little bit more.
I mean, I could talk about Tyson all day, but I think we have some witches to get to.
We do have 3 special witches to get to. Nick, bring us in about Hocus Pocus. What's going on with Hocus Pocus? What's it about?
Okay, first of all, do I sound okay right now?
You sound fabulous.
Okay, something weird just happened to my thing, so I want to make sure I was good.
We're moving forward.
Hocus Pocus is the 1993 film that stars Bette Midler and others. There are 3 witches who are cast out in like the 1600s and are resurrected in a modern day, and they need to find their magic book so they could steal all the life from the children in town so they could live so they can become immortal. And along the way, they are opposed by 2 teenagers, a little girl, and a cat that the witches previously transformed a teen into.
Along with an expo zombie.
Yes, there's an expose they can't talk. And the zombies there too. So, and it takes place on Halloween night, so the witches are able to infiltrate the town kind of unnoticed because everyone thinks they're in costume.
Yeah.
And hijinks ensue.
Yeah. This is a Disney movie, but it's not. I feel like it elevates it a little bit above that, but it still is lighthearted. But they also have some more teenage tones.
Let's talk about that right away, because
I like it when you get excited about things.
So I had not seen this movie. The first time I ever saw this movie was in 2-3 years ago. I never watched it as a kid, and my the Kiwi was a big fan of it, so for one Halloween we sat down and watched it.
Okay.
And the one thing that I took away from this movie was that this is clearly a kids movie, very much targeted kids movie, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I was kind of floored at how many times they said the word virgin in the movie, like in a very insulting way, like, oh, the virgin did this, the virgin did that.
Cuz, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, my thing kind of cut out for the second. I just want to make sure. Am I still coming through?
Yep.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know if you're being weird.
When am I not?
Sound like Peter Griffin laughed there. Anyway, so I was surprised at how many times they use the word virgin in a kids movie, especially even more in a because the teen Max, he's like maybe 15, 16 years old maybe.
Yeah.
And like how they're like, oh, you're a virgin, oh, he's a virgin. It's like, is that such a bad thing for a 15 or 16-year-old to be a virgin? Especially when, like, his younger sister, who's like 8 or something,
Thora Birch.
is like Thora Birch, American Beauty's very own Thora Birch.
It's a very weird transition, going from like little girl to
showing your boobs.
Ooh, jeez, how about that?
Oh man, I must miss that part.
So I was just kind of like floored by like I'm surprised they decided to go in this direction or add this to this movie because they bring it up again and again and again in the movie.
Yeah.
It's a very strange decision for what's ultimately like a kids movie.
Especially a Disney one. Like I was surprised. Like I agree with you wholeheartedly. Like I kind of when I was watching the movie, I kind of separated my thoughts into two to /3 things. So I had a good side of things I liked, and I had a bad thing.
Wait, cousin, is this your first time?
Yeah, I thought I saw it when I was
a virgin.
Yeah, you were a virgin to the movie.
Oh,
it all comes full circle.
Ask your mother. But that was one of the things I kind of sort of had in the middle between the good and bad. Like it's kind of weird that they keep referencing that, but it's also kind of amazing that the movie is just flat out doesn't. I don't want to say doesn't care. I will say doesn't care that it's like, yeah, the whole world, the town's screwed over because the virgin lit the candle, which there's probably a sexual metaphor in there somewhere.
I don't know about the candle having a sexual metaphor. I think it's more of a plot device.
He, at the very least, got to spoon that one girl.
Yeah.
At like 5 a.m. in the morning on Halloween night.
Get some.
Yeah. It was just weird how they kept bringing it up like this was a central plot point. It was like, ugh, like, I'm not sure how to feel about it. It's definitely one of those elements I think didn't necessarily age well. And given the fact that
I don't know if it doesn't age well because it keeps me connected. Because this isn't just a children's movie. There are aspects of this movie which keep me engaged as a 30-year-old. For instance, this constant reference to this person being a virgin at 15, and I'm like, just chill out. It's fine.
The one thing that is, I will kind of agree with you, Kyle. That's the one thing I kind of found that
the
worst parts.
Hold on. Who's Kyle?
Oh, sorry. I don't know. That's the name of the new dog we got.
The Gorehound.
The gore. That's the one thing I will agree with you, Gorehound, is there were some elements in this film that I found that were like, given the fact that it's that is a family-friendly Disney film, there's some aspects that are a little bit more adult, a little bit darker, not too dark, but definitely a shade of gray.
Yeah. And they're just things that
which I think kept it interesting.
They're things that don't have to be grasped as soon as they are heard. We can move through the movie without catching these adult tones, because we have these, there'll be like an adult joke, and then there'll be like some interaction between Sarah Jessica Parker and Kathy Najimy, and it's like, okay, we've forgotten all about that virgin talk. Now these two are just being silly. But at the same time, Sarah Jessica Parker is constantly like, I want to play with him. And it's like, I don't know what you're getting at, because she's like the hot one of the three, and it's like when the hot one wants to play with somebody, it's like, what are you getting at?
I think there's like going back to SJP. I wrote down the acronym.
No, I like that. I like it.
I think there were a couple of scenes, like she's sitting in the bus driver's lap, she's dancing with the weird dude who's like dressed as the devil, and there was a part where I was like, wait, is he actually legitimately like the devil? Like,
he was just hoping to get a little something.
Yeah,
I guess, but I mean, that's a ballsy move. Like in front of his wife, he's like, "Hey, I invited these three grown women who think they're witches into our house." Like, that is a bold move, sir.
Why is that weird or something? I don't get it.
I mean, ask Krista.
Who's Krista?
Cuz you are dropping the ball. Okay, if you make one mistake, I'm gonna hang up on you. Okay.
Okay.
No, we need all the hosts we can get.
Kiwi. Tell us what were you referring to with Kiwi?
I was saying, try the same thing with Kiwi and see what happens.
Oh, she's fine with it. I mean,
hey, if you are at a dance with Kiwi and Sarah Jessica Parker, I think Kiwi would be like, you can go dance with Sarah Jessica Parker for a little bit. I'll take a photo.
Nah, I'm good. Do I want to dance with Sarah Jessica Parker? Nay.
I will admit, I don't find her the most attractive either, but she is a celebrity, and
I would take my picture with her.
And I mean, at least name drop. Like, I do this podcast. Maybe you want to come on. We could talk about. I'll find some movie that you're in that I like. I don't know
Sex and the
what.
City 2?
No, we're not watching that. We'll find some movie that we like.
So the original Sex and the City.
That's all that she does.
She's married to Matthew Broderick, and he was in Ferris Bueller.
She did Deadly. Oh, she did Mars Attacks.
Everyone did Mars Attacks. Like 900 people are in that movie.
We'll talk about Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, let's talk about Hocus Pocus. We're getting way off topic here.
All right. So Nick, how did you? You've obviously seen this movie for many years.
The first time I saw it was like 2-3 years ago, or 4 at most.
Okay. And I presume that you love it.
It's okay. I don't love it the way like the rest of the internet seems to love it, but
why not?
I don't know. I didn't grow up with this movie, so I don't have that attachment to it. It's kind of like the same way I feel about the Goonies, although I really despise the Goonies. And come at me, internet. Come at me.
No, I feel the same way about Goonies. Is that I never watched as a child. It's got all the aspects that I should love about it. You know, it's got the Feldman and a monster, and I'm like,
sold.
But it's like I could care less.
But it's fine. I mean, I hope down the line, I'm sure I'd be happy to watch this movie with my baby girl. But I just if it's on TV, like it will be on the 31 Days of Halloween on
CW,
Freeform.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Freeform.
So I mean, if it's on, it's good for background. But I don't know. It's good. I enjoy it, but it's not one I'd go out of my way for, I guess.
Because this is one of my movies that I watch every Halloween.
Is this a 5 out of 5?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. And I think this was brought on by Gorehound's sister, who does not have a name because I don't reference her much, but she does deserve a name. But yeah, this was one of her favorite movies, and so it kind of by proxy, it's slowly incorporated into my set list of favorites.
I will say I definitely see why people have kind of people who were kids in the 90s who are now adults now definitely gravitate towards this movie. I did not, like I said, when 1993, I was I think, just a baby. Actually, no. When 'cause this came out,
were you born yet?
Let's see.
What year were you born in? Was it?
I was
93 or
born
94.
I was born in 1993.
Okay.
And this movie, if Google will work with me, came out. I know it came in 1993.
It didn't come out in 93. It came out July 93.
Okay.
So it was you just missed it.
Yeah, I was.
Dude, this movie is older than you.
It is. It was a little before my time, so to speak.
So if Cuz is an old man, this must make this movie an ancient.
A relic from another time.
Cuz, have you taken back that comment about how you're so old?
No, I fully embrace it.
Oh my gosh. Just take it back, okay? Nobody likes hearing when somebody says, "I'm so old."
You want to hear something creepy?
What's that?
This is great. This is totally off topic. But
If you say something about how old you are, I will disconnect you from the call.
No. Nothing about how old I am. But this is a story, a legit story. Back when I was in college, I was up home, and a couple friends and we went to this laser tag place in Addison, I think. I don't know. Doesn't make a difference. Anyway, we go there, and the kid who's like manning the booth, who's like 19 or something like that, he's like, this is so creepy. I feel creepy saying it, but he's like, "Oh man, there's too much jailbait that comes through here." I'm like, "What are you talking about? I'm so old." I'm like, "How old are you?" "I'm 19. Like, you are not old. And two, it's so creepy he's saying jailbait.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, no. One, if you see an 18-year-old or even a 16-year-old, that's not that far apart from what age you are. But two, when you start using terms like jailbait, it makes me worry about what your future is going to be like.
Yeah, that's a little creepy.
It was super creepy, and I don't know why he decided to say that to me or what, because I was in the middle of my laser tag game, and
that's the only thing I could think about, and I was like,
It's like, well, I gotta run away from you now because you're weird. It's like, Anyway,
yeah.
Gorhan, I know you said you were going to do a dirty edit on this, but I feel like there's going to be a lot that you need to edit out. But
Is that a story that's getting edited out?
That's up to you, I guess. Because we're going on like 900 tangents. I don't think we're actually talking about Hocus Pocus at all. So let's get back on topic.
Oh yeah, I got plenty of notes. So
But
what's your next note? Cuz, what's your next note here?
Well, the main thing, kind of watching this movie that I kind of mentioned, I see why a lot of people sort of kind of fondly remember this movie, because for the most part, story-wise, it's pretty kind of, given what it is, sort of like a straight-to-DVD or, a Disney Channel original movie, it's pretty kind of like mundane, except for the three main witches, like Sarah Jessica Parker, Bette Midler, and Kathy...
just Peggy. She's Peggy.
Peggy Hill. They are probably they're the reason why this movie deserves to kind of be remembered, and in a sort of like fond, it's a reason why people I think come back to this movie is because of those three. And it's almost kind of weird that there never was I'm surprised that the movie easily could have been, oh, look, here are three witches kind of exploring modern day. Look how silly things are. Your typical fish out of water story that we've seen in Thor and stuff like that. But those three are just so fun. They're one of my big things. Oh,
no,
sorry.
Go on.
Well, one of my big things is the three. We kind of have, there's three main there's two trios we follow. We just follow the three kids, who kind of suck in terms of acting and motivation and why I care about them.
Well, I wouldn't say that they suck, because Thora Birch is a child, and you can kind of excuse that.
They're not very good. They're not very good. I guess.
Hey, the guy who played Ice should have been nominated for an Oscar that year.
Yeah, that's a quote that the Gorhan and the Great Red Queen make year round when he says, "This is ice." It's so great, and it's spot on, and just the way that he says it, and just those two are so much fun, and they're a classic trope of the 90s, where it's just like the two punks who are just ridiculed, and they're just completely stupid, but they're just so solid in those movies.
Oh no, Ice is amazing. The whole introduction where he's got ice tattooed on the back of his,
because that used to be a thing.
Yeah, I remember that when
I
I
mean,
was a
people
kid.
used to like do the Nike swoop, and it was just like I wish
the
it would come
Batman
back.
logo.
Yeah, and I was just like, that was so classic and so much fun. Like I wish that I had done that,
Hey,
but
you could still do it. Nothing's stopping you.
I'm married now, so
Gorhan, this is what you need to do. You just gotta go out one day and then come back with just a mustache and your initials shaved into your head.
all right. I think all of these tattoos that I have are kind of equivalent.
Mm-mm. You gotta go. You're going 9 yards. You gotta go the whole 10 yards.
Maybe I'll get a face tattoo.
Ooh, like Mike Tyson.
Nice. My boss will like that.
But for the record, I will say, in terms of the positives, the dumb bullies were in the positive side because I thought they were amazing for the very few scenes that they were in, and the fact that they had an opportunity to steal like Max's bike, but decided,
Yeah.
I want your shoes, man. Like that is a power move if I've ever seen one.
I rewatched this movie in preparation for this podcast, and I don't know if I didn't catch it before, but when they came to that scene, I'm like, oh, he's going to steal the bike, yeah. And then, no, it just cuts to him, like, riding away. I'm like, why did he steal the bike? That's so weird.
Oh, it's a little weird in the first place that he's riding through the cemetery to get back home. Like, was there... I must have missed something, because it was like, why was he riding through the cemetery? And, of course, the dumb bullies are just waiting in the cemetery, because that's what dumb bullies do. They just wait
I
in
would
your
say,
path.
yeah, I would just say that's the weirder thing. Like, I could see a kid, like, cutting, like, you know, he's L.A., man, you know, he's all
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't care. He's just cutting through, and kids cut through things all the time. That didn't bother me, but the fact that the bullies were just, like, chilling there behind some gravestones, that's a little weird.
You know, it may just be because I listened to a WTF with Paul Rudd, but this guy really reminded me of Paul Rudd. Do you guys see that at all?
Which one, Ice?
No, the main character, because
Oh, yeah.
he
I could see that.
in like his life story, like he was in California, but then he like traveled eastward, and he was like, I'm totally California, and everybody else was like, that's weird, and we don't accept that. And I was like, this is pretty much the same thing.
I love how the teacher is so dismissive. Someone from California with your tie-dye shirts.
Yes. And just the black and tie-dye, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so 90s. It really brings you back to that.
You know, going back to that teacher just a bit. I love how, like, the teacher believes wholesale about the supernatural stuff. Like, no, this happened. Like, no, and if you try to teach your students this, you are an awful human being.
Well, Nick, don't forget when Allison like corrects like Max about I can't remember what it was. It was like witchcraft or something like that.
the
She
history
gets she gets a stand. Yeah, that's what it was. The history of Halloween. She gets a standing ovation. I have never seen that in either movies or reality of somebody getting a standing ovation for pointing something out in class. Like, yeah, it is All Hallows Eve. Yeah.
It's just like, yeah. But, you know, he's from California. He can't live in Salem. It's crazy.
Also, speaking of kind of going back to the main character, back in the 90s, was it a big thing for people? Was there like a big migration for people moving from California to either the Midwest or the East Coast?
It was a big plot device.
Yeah, every kids movie I think that I can remember from that time had it where it's like, I love being in California. Now I'm in Biloxi, Mississippi, or something like that, where they're just like.
And now hijinks ensue.
Exactly. Like, was California really that mythical back in the 90s? Where it's like,
I mean, I guess it goes back to like how in the 80s, how in a lot of 80 films, like New York was just this like savage, warlike playground for like vigilantes and crazy people to be in, and where crime ran rampant. Which is a shame. We need to get back to that depiction of New York. But it's just one of those trends that just sort of picked up and people ran with it. Cuz, what other things do you have on your mind with this movie?
Let me see.
I should say that I felt like the makeup and the costumes were just spot on because like I remember when Bette Midler would like show her leg and you would see like those striped socks, and I was like, that is just, it's so witch-esque. And
it's cartoony without being overly cartoony.
Right, and you just like see it occasionally, and I'm like, these women are witches. They are pulling all of these tropes. Like when Kathleen, am I saying Najimy?
Just call her Peggy.
Okay.
We decided we're going to call
Peggy.
her Peggy.
When Peggy like rides the vacuum, it's like it's legit. And
I
it's
did miss that.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I missed that. I was like, when did she get the vacuum? Because I only noticed it when she was in the graveyard scene. I was like, oh yeah, she's riding a vacuum cleaner for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and the zombie was just so great. Because he's not in it for very long, but he is in it, and then they cut his seams out. And then he like starts to talk, and it's like great because it kind of moves his character forward. So he's not just like the zombie; he's actually like, oh, this is why he's angry and whatnot. So
I do have to agree with
ahead.
I do agree with. Oh, sorry. I do agree with you. I do. That was one thing as I started watching the movie. I noticed. I liked how it played with the. It definitely had fun with sort of like the witch conventions. Like when they first come back to life. He's like, here's the reign of doom or something like that, because it's like, oh, the Wicked Witch of the West. Back in the Wizard of Oz, that's how she was defeated. Like, I'm melting.
Mm-hmm.
And I think fire also as well is like, oh, that's great. Like, yeah, you burn witches at the stake, but then they just sort of come back because reasons.
Yeah.
There was a lot of fun, and I think that's one thing that keeps this movie. I think that's what keeps this movie going. Because I'll be honest, if the witches were, I do wish the witches were more the focus of the movie. Like, I think I would watch a whole movie just following this trio exploring modern day.
Yeah.
Like, I wish they were more the protagonist instead of the antagonist, which if nostalgia ever, gets its way, we'll probably see Hocus Pocus 2.
Yeah, but if they would bomb because their role as the antagonist is so principal to the character of the witch. They can't be anything other than, evil by definition. Despite them being, hilarious and funny and all that.
It would be as if they made a sequel to Smokey and the Bandit, and the Bandit and Smokey was the main character.
Right, so it's just, it couldn't happen because, and they can be evil, but at the same time, like, they're trying to steal the soul of a child twice. But it's like, we accept it because it's a Disney movie.
Yeah. They keep them competent enough to still be a menacing threat, but they still have plenty of silly stuff where it's like, oh yeah, I like these witches. Even though, again, what they're doing is classical evil witch stuff, but they're just so colorful and cartoony that it's like, you can't help but like them. And I think that's what keeps them. I think that's what, honestly, if it was for the trio and the way they sort of work off each other, I think this movie would have been forgotten and people would be like, you remember this movie from the 90s? Yeah. But it's those three that keep this movie alive, so to speak.
Yeah.
When this movie came out, it was a huge bomb at the box office. Like, it only earned $40 million against a $28 million budget, which is not great because usually you have to factor in at least double the budget for marketing and everything. But which I think is one of the reasons why. And it also got awful reviews, contemporary reviews. It did not do well at the time. Over years, it gotten more of a cult following where it's considered a modern classic of Halloween nowadays. But if the movie did better, there might have been a sequel. I know there's always talks of doing a sequel every couple of years, but I don't see that ever happening just because the time to strike for that would have been 1995.
Yeah. I mean, they're still going to do it eventually, and we're going to hate it.
It'll probably be I bet we'll get a remake before we get a sequel.
Yeah.
Just my theory on that.
But, it's inevitable.
Okay, actually, Nick, I will say I was actually kind of, because when I was looking, I did a little research on it as I was sort of watching the movie.
No, so you didn't.
You were sitting on your phone on Facebook.
I wasn't tweeting and Instagramming like all the other kids. I promise, I was watching the good movie like a good little culture caster.
Fake news.
But okay, so it actually did, because the Wikipedia page wasn't really clear, so it actually did have a theatrical release.
What, this movie?
Yeah, this movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, I really honestly, because I've seen it so many times, I've seen it promoted on like Freeform or ABC Family or whatever it was. I honestly thought it was one of those Disney Channel original movies, but it actually was like a legit theatrical release.
Yeah.
Let's put something into perspective for this movie. Even though it does have a Disney feel to it, or a Disney like a Freeform Disney Channel movie feel to it, the budget is noticeably higher for a movie of that caliber. 2, they didn't really do those sorts of movies back in the early 90s like that, the way they have them today. Mm-hmm. And 3, Bette Midler was a pretty big name back then, and even to an extent today. I don't see her signing on to do a movie of the week type of thing. Yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that.
So we can assume that a lot of the $28 million budget went towards Bette Midler and not the CGI on the creepy CGI on the cat.
It was the early 90s. I think that was probably the best they could possibly have done.
Thackeray Binks.
I love like when the cat is like killed but then comes back and it's like, oh yeah, I've always okay, I got a question that the movie doesn't go into.
Question time.
The cat can talk, right?
Yeah.
So if the cat can talk, how come it's never talked before? Letting them know like, hey, don't light this stuff up, that'd be bad. Or 2, when they're trying to talk to the cop, saying, oh, the witches are out, when it wasn't really a cop, that the cat doesn't start talking. You think that would be like, well, if this cat's talking, maybe there's something to this. No, they're just cat shuts up. Or like the cat doesn't talk to his parents when he's transformed into a cat. Plot hole.
It may. I never thought about it.
I just destroyed this movie.
Okay, well, I'm just going to admit that from the record, so it didn't happen. Nobody saw it, and nobody heard it. That's it. I'm just going to delete what you just said on post-processing, and it never happened, right?
Damn.
Bringing it back to the Kavanaugh thing.
Ooh, keeping it topical.
Right. Moving along.
Should we talk about Bill Cosby while we're at it?
No. Well, yeah.
Hello! The pudding pops.
Another great thing about this...
I'm going now to the jail. Well, I hope they sell Jell-O to put in my pudding pop.
That was the worst impression
I know,
I've ever heard.
It's not very good.
But it was great. Nice job. Another great thing about this is the music scene where they do I Put a Spell on You. Oh, that's so great. And it's not as great as I think it was in Idle Hands where The Offspring is playing. Like, this is like an unknown band, but I wish it was like the Misfits or something, playing like a high school thing, because it'd be very 90s.
I feel that what you're talking about is more late 90s, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right. That might have been more of an MTV thing.
Like, didn't 10 Things I Hate About You, didn't they have like a known band just pop up in the movie randomly playing at like the prom or something? Yeah,
and it was so great. But...
I used to watch the TV show Smallville, and I distinctly remember this. In the end of the first season, all the characters go to prom, and the band that was playing at their prom was a band by the name of Remy Zero, which did the theme to Smallville. So that's how they cameo in this episode, because they did the theme. But I'm just thinking, no commercial band would come to like a podunk town like Smallville to do their prom. But it's a promotional thing, so whatever. But yeah. I just always find that funny in movies and TV shows when they have like, and now kids, we're in Nowheresville High, and here's Blink 189. It's like, no.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry, we couldn't bring the local band, but we have Katy Perry instead. It's like, no.
If Katy Perry was in that in the dance scene, nobody would have recognized her, because when the mom dressed up as Madonna, she pretty much looked like Katy Perry from the
California.
Yeah, California Girls music video.
Or was Katy Perry looking like the mom from Hocus Pocus?
What?
Mind blown.
Damn.
You've entered the mind quad.
So yeah, I mean, I could honestly talk about every scene in this movie, just because I've been watching it since I'm sure very early in life.
Speaking of people watching it, I got some trivia.
Okay, let's do some trivia.
I don't know if we're ready for it, but it ties into what you're just saying.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, like, Freeform shows this movie, like, every year, and this...
Formerly known as CW.
No, ABC Family.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Same thing.
Actually, no. They're like very, very different things.
They're both family friendly.
That might be true. Anyway, so this is our 114th episode. Yeah, 114th episode. 115th. 115th episode. This episode is scheduled to go up on October 1st, and that's going to be the first time Freeform is showing Hocus Pocus. So you probably watched it tonight, folks, and now you can listen to our podcast.
Nice.
I stumbled across that when I was looking online on the TV yesterday, and it said next airing of Hocus Pocus, Freeform, October 1st. That's my trivia. But
very nice.
Yeah. So if anybody has not seen this movie, I would hands down recommend it, whether with a little child or by yourself. This movie is fun for all ages.
I think for people of my age who are who want a good
because you're so
movie.
old.
I'm old enough. I will say there's some people younger than me at work who talk about that, and I kind of
and you should slap them as soon as they start talking.
I almost want to. They're like
you take your clipboard, assuming you have a clipboard, but if you don't have a clipboard, you get one, and you just like crack them across the face.
God damn!
You're so old, you're about to die. Hope you die soon.
And then you take a blade and you slash their tires.
Nice.
That'll teach them.
Yeah.
That is wow. That is dark.
Yeah, we are a frustrated group tonight.
I don't remember I'm trying to remember my point.
People at
I was gonna, well, no, we'll go back. Despite the people at work, I was going to say this is probably for people around my age, kind of mid 20s, stuff like that. It's a great movie to kind of watch with drunk friends because it is very sort of. There's a lot of parts I actually did laugh. I don't know if it was intentional or unintentional, but it is It kind of verges on the line of being so bad it's good, but there's enough of it that there's enough good elements that I actually say, oh, it's actually a legit good movie. But there's a lot of things that are pretty bad in it that I'm like, this is kind of more, I'm laughing at this movie than laughing with this movie.
I don't know if this is a drunk or like a drunk bring your friends over movie, because that's more Sharknado. This is smarter than Sharknado. It's fun. This
is a movie you bring a date over that you put on that you have no intentions on watching.
Yeah, because it shows like, okay, I like Halloween and I like these silly movies. It's gonna be a few months until I break out, like Cemetery Man. But first few weeks of the relationship, let's get some ground rules down. Hocus Pocus is great, and that's where you start off with. Relationship advice from the Gorehound.
The more you know.
All right. Nick, where are we at?
I don't know.
All right. Cuz, you got anything else to share about Hocus Pocus?
Like I said, I kind of see why people watch it each and every Halloween. It's definitely, I think, one of those movies that you either play in the background or you watch with a big group of people.
Yeah. After a few years of watching it, in my opinion, I could put it on the background. I just remember the last time I watched it last week in prep. I don't know if it was in preparation for this or this is what prompted it, but I was like fully engaged in it.
I definitely will say like, again, any of the stuff with the witches, any of the stuff that kind of deals with the supernatural is so fun and cartoony that it kind of elevates it. Any of the time we had to deal with just the kids and the typical, why did you take us away from California? I hate this new town. I hate your dad. Kind of stuff. I was like, I don't care about this. It was a little weird that it is, again, a lot of it focused around the fact that the main character was a virgin and like he's trying to get with the girl. Which
great job, virgin.
Yeah. God, why did the virgin have to light the black candle? Which, again, why is that black candle just sort of sitting out there? If this is the one relic that could possibly bring back the witches, why didn't the 1600s people destroy that?
Or the cat knock it over or move it or bury it, or...
Yes!
The fact that it wasn't moved in like 300 years. Like, are you kidding me? You mean to tell me that when that place became a tourist spot, they didn't like strip it and put in all new fixtures? Come on. Come on.
Or the fact the museum wasn't like ransacked and raided during the many years it had been closed.
Yeah, dude, they got to make a profit.
I guess, but It's fun. Like I said, I mean, it's definitely got a lot of 90s cheese, which is a good and bad thing. That was one of the things I kind of put in my middle category of like, this is both good and bad, but I would say it's definitely worth rewatching. And I think that's probably the biggest compliment I can give to any movie is that it's worth rewatching. Like, there's some movies that you kind of are like, okay, I regret sitting through this. And I was like, I enjoyed this. So it may become a part of a new Halloween tradition for the cuz.
All right. Nick, we ready to close this bad boy out?
I think so.
All right. I'm the Gorehound.
I'm Cousin Charles.
And I'm Nick.
And we are the all-new Culture Cast. Catch you next week.
You've been listening to the all-new Culture Cast. Check out our blog at znculturecast.wordpress.com. Send us an email at nick.culturecast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your feedback, comments, and requests. Follow us on social media. Theme music by bensound.com. The all-new Culture Cast, a saltwater production. Original material copyright 2018. Thanks for listening.